Why is it that for some people, a messy room feels like a physical weight on their chest, while for others, scrubbing a bathtub feels better than actual therapy? If you have ever found yourself aggressively reorganizing your pantry after a bad day at work, listen closely. You are not just being obsessive, and you are definitely not crazy. You are engaging in a powerful, primitive survival mechanism. This is not about being a neat freak. It is about how your brain attempts to regain control when the world feels unpredictable. If you have ever used cleaning to quiet the noise in your head, drop the number 1 inch the comments right now. Let's validate that feeling together. Stay with me, because we are about to decode exactly why your biology craves order when your life feels chaotic. To understand why a scrub brush can feel like a magic wand, we have to look at the brain's relationship with uncertainty. Evolutionarily speaking, the human brain perceives uncertainty as a threat. If our ancestors did not know what was rustling in the bushes, they assumed it was a predator. Uncertainty equaled danger. Fast forward to modern American life. We are constantly bombarded with variables we cannot control. You cannot control the economy, you cannot control that passive-aggressive email your boss sent at 5 p.m., and you certainly cannot control the future. This chronic lack of control triggers a low-level fight-or-flight response. Your brain starts searching frantically for something, anything, that it can influence. This is where cleaning saves the day. It offers something that modern life rarely does: a clear beginning, middle, and end. When you wipe a counter, you see immediate, tangible results. It is a closed loop. You are essentially creating a micro-environment of order in a macro-environment of chaos. Psychologically, this is called restoring agency. When you organize that junk drawer, you are proving to your subconscious that you are still the driver. You are saying to your nervous system, I may not be able to fix the world out there, but in here, within these 4 walls, I am the master of this universe. The mess is the enemy, and you are winning the war. It is a quick, accessible way to manufacture a sense of predictability when everything else feels up in the air. But this sense of control isn't just a psychological trick. It is actually changing your brain chemistry in real time. Think of cleaning as a completely legal, natural performance-enhancing drug for your mood. It operates on a dual system. It boosts the good stuff and eliminates the bad stuff. First, let's talk about the boost. The human brain is hardwired to seek completion. In our modern jobs, projects can drag on for months without a clear finish line. That is frustrating for our biology. But cleaning, it is immediate. You see a dirty dish, you wash it, and now it is clean. Boom! That simple sequence triggers the release of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Every time you tick a small task off your mental checklist, you get a micro win. It is the same neural pathway that lights up when you win a level in a video game. You are essentially hacking your reward system, turning a mundane Tuesday night into a series of small biological victories. On the flip side, we have to talk about cortisol, the stress hormone. Scientific studies have shown a direct link between the density of household objects and cortisol levels. Why? Because, to your subconscious mind, clutter is not just stuff. It is visual noise. Imagine your brain is a computer. Every pile of laundry, every stack of unread mail, and every misplaced shoe is like an open browser tab running in the background. Even if you are not looking directly at them, they are draining your battery. They demand attention. By clearing the clutter, you are literally closing those tabs. You are reducing the visual data your brain has to process, which naturally lowers your cortisol levels. If you are still watching, and you are fascinated by how your own biology drives your behavior, drop the number 3 inches the comments. Let me know that you are committed to understanding the why behind your habits. So, you are not just tidying up, you are chemically balancing your brain. But for some of you, this goes even deeper than chemistry. It goes into the very sensitive nature of how you perceive the world. Beyond the chemistry of dopamine, there is a profound psychological need at play here, especially for those who identify as highly sensitive people. We often think of our homes as just physical spaces, but to your subconscious, your home is an extension of your mind. When your environment is cluttered, it is never silent. A pile of laundry is not just clothes. It is a voice whispering, "You are lazy." A stack of bills is a voice shouting, "You are irresponsible." Unfinished tasks are aggressive. They demand your attention constantly. For someone who already feels everything deeply, someone whose internal world is loud with anxiety or overthinking, a messy external world becomes unbearable. It is sensory overload. This is why you don't clean to impress guests. You clean to silence the room. By organizing, you are effectively hitting the mute button on your environment. You are removing the visual triggers that spike your anxiety. You are creating a safety signal. Evolutionarily, a clear, organized space tells your primitive brain, there are no hidden threats here. You can rest. It is a form of self-defense against a world that is too loud, too fast, and too demanding. You are building a sanctuary where your nervous system can finally drop its guard. Let's try a little psychological experiment with the algorithm right now. If you are enjoying this deep dive, do me a favor and comment the number 0 below. But if you do not like this video so far, go ahead and smash that like button. Yes, you heard me right. Let's see which side wins. Now that we have established that cleaning is a form of protection, let's reframe this behavior completely. It is not just about maintenance, it is about letting go. This brings us to the most beautiful, yet often painful part of this process. Cleaning is rarely just about hygiene. At its core, it is about letting go. Have you ever picked up an old shirt or a broken gadget and felt a sudden wave of heaviness? That is because objects are not just dead matter. They are physical anchors for our memories, our guilt, and our past identities. When you hold on to that dress you haven't worn in 5 years, you aren't just keeping fabric. You are holding on to a version of yourself that no longer exists. This is why decluttering can feel like emotional heavy lifting. It is actually a form of grieving. Every time you decide to put something in the trash or donate pile, you are making a profound psychological statement. You are saying, I do not need this part of my past to define my future anymore. You are editing the timeline of your life. In psychology, we call this identity work. Your environment is a constant feedback loop. A chaotic room whispers, you are overwhelmed and behind. A curated, intentional space whispers, you are capable and ready. By changing the outside, you are trying to shift that internal conversation. You are not just organizing a shelf. You are curating the person you want to become. You are deciding what deserves space in your life and what does not. That is a powerful exercise in boundaries. You are clearing out the old energy to literally make physical room for new opportunities. So, if you find yourself getting emotional while cleaning out a closet, let it happen. You are not just tidying up. You are rewriting your inner story, one object at a time. So, the next time you feel that sudden urge to organize your entire life at 2 a.m., do not judge yourself. Lean into it. Recognize this behavior for what it truly is, a powerful biological form of self-care. You are not just removing dust. You are regulating your nervous system. You are reclaiming your agency in a chaotic world and telling your primitive brain that you are safe. We often wait for the world to calm down before we feel better, but psychology teaches us the opposite. Peace is not something you stumble upon by accident. Peace is something you create, one small task at a time. Your home is the one place where you get to decide exactly what stays and what goes. Use that power. If this analysis helped you see your daily habits in a new light, consider this your sign to hit that subscribe button. We break down the hidden psychology of everyday life here every week. I am Psychology, and I will see you in the next video.